Once again, namaskar to everybody and welcome to our second session on the discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, one of the most known religious texts in this world. But before we go to the Bhagavad Gita, let us do pranam to our Guruji. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim chaiva tato jaya mudiraye vyasaya vishnurupaya Vyasurupayo Sri Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Vidhaya Vasishtaya Namo Namaha Shankaram Shankaracharyam Kesavam Baduranayam Sutra Bhashya Krito Bande Bhagavanto Punaha Punaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmat Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Guru Kripa Hi Kevalam Om Guru Kripa Hi Kevalam Guru Kripa Hi Kevalam. So we will be in the chapter 2 today, and if you remember, in our first session, I mentioned that please attend all the lectures on this series because it will be a wonderful, one of the most wonderful spiritual journey of our life. You will remember throughout your life because this will be as the virus going on around the world and we are locked down in our home. This is one of the best opportunity. I think the Bhagavan given us an opportunity to listen to his wonderful word. Because if it was a normal life, we would not get time to sit down and listen 1.5 hours the wonderful words of the Lord. So it's a really very good opportunity for all of us to do this spiritual journey. So join with me and I request also, if you remember, I requested the first session also that if possible, please include your children because they will get an opportunity to learn what is true Hinduism mean and how we can take Hinduism beyond. So how the entire world could be benefited by the teachings of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So it will be a unique journey, spiritual journey And when you will be finishing this journey by after 25 or 30 lectures, you will feel so much of joy, and that I'm sure. So let us start today. And if you remember, the first chapter was known as Original Vishada Yoga. Vishad means sadness, melancholy, dukkha, rejection, broken. You feel like you are so much of down, and you lose your self confidence. A kind of situation, you are confused, your mind full of duality and doubts. You are not sure what is good for us. So this is a situation we saw in the Arjuna's life, and we all know Arjuna was a symbol of bravery and heroism. And Arjuna was the friend of Lord Sri Krishna himself. Arjuna was the best archer, and the result of the Kurukshetra battle was depending on the success of Arjuna. So that Arjuna, when he came to the battleground or real world, when he faced the real world, he, I mean, he proved that real world and imagination is so different. So before I move forward, I must mention one word that I might be using a lot of word battle, battle, battle. So this battle does not mean that you're going to a battleground and fighting with the people. This battle is our day-to-day battle. It's the battle for our survival, the battle for our existence, and the battle for that so that we could live in this world with honor and respect. We could raise our hand and continue our journey, and we finish our all the duties and responsibilities we have in our hand, so that at the end of this journey we could say goodbye to everybody, that I finished, I did my work, and goodbye to everybody. So that is a unique journey. So that was the whole first chapter. We see that Arjuna expressed his melancholy, his mental sadness to Arjuna. And he was really looking for some kind of help from Lord Krishna. And also, please keep in mind that up to now, Arjuna did not know that Krishna, his charioteer or his driver of the chariot, was God himself. He did not. And so he thought Krishna is his friend. Krishna has some kind of extraordinary quality, but Krishna was the God himself, the root of this world, the creator of this world, the father of this world, that indweller of the all of the heart of this mankind. So Arjuna did not know that. So that was the situation we saw in our first chapter. Now, from the second chapter, starting the real Gita, we see here Bhagavan Sri Krishna opening his mouth. The name of the chapter 2 is being known as Shankha Yoga. Whenever we talk of the Shankha Yoga, those who are familiar with the Hindu scripture, they might think that this Shankha Yoga we read in the Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, where Kopil, Rishi Kopil gave the Shankha Yoga lesson to his mother. So no, we are not talking that Shankha Yoga. That Shankha Yoga related to Prakriti and Purushaha, that will be explaining at the chapter 13. But this Shankha Yoga is basically yoga of knowledge, yoga of right understanding, yoga of clear understanding, clear intellect. So the chapter 2 is being known as Shankha Yoga. And we see here the very first verse of the chapter 2 that Sanjaya opened this chapter with a narration. He is talking to his master, King Dhritarashtra, sitting at the palace of Kurukshetra. So you all know that Kurukshetra battleground and Hastinapur kingdom, it was around 70 miles of difference. So the king sitting at his palace at the Hastinapur, Sanjaya sitting with the king, looking at the battleground, he could see what was going on, and that's how he's giving the narration to his master, King Dhritarashtra. So let me read the first verse of the chapter 2 for you. अथ श्रीमद्भगवते गीता द्वितीय अध्याय सांख्ययोगः। संजय उवाच त्वं तथा कृपयाविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणम् विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः। I read again one time more. The very first verse, chapter 2. Sanjaya uvacha tam tatha कृपयाविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणम् विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदन। ॐ नमः श्रीभगवते वासुदेवाय श्रीकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Sanjaya telling to his master King Dhritarashtra that, O king, tam tatha kripayavistam ustrupurna kulekshanam vishidantam idang vakyam uvacha Madhusudana. Thus, being grief stricken, the eyes of Arjuna was full of waters, full of tears, and he was unable to see or speak. Then Sri Krishna Madhusudan said as these words. So what we see here, tam tatha kripaya avishtam. That means Arjuna's mind was invaded or full of a kind of kindness. Kripa is the word we can translate into English as kindness. Now, kindness is one of the best quality or one of the noble quality of the mankind. But we all know battleground is not a place to show that kindness there. Because people go to the armies and soldiers and warriors go to the battleground to protect the border of their country, to maintain the laws and order inside the country, to punish evildoers, to bring the evildoers into justice, and give safety, feelings of safety to his countrymen. That is the main purpose for the soldiers and army men and the security guards or the police force, whatsoever. But here we see Arjuna's mind was a kind of invaded with a kind of kindness. It was making kind of weak in the mind. And we all know that weakness can make us so down and negative. And so we see the situation of Arjuna that his Oshupurna Akula Ikshanam, his eyes was full of tears. And Vishidantam Idam means Arjuna was a symbol of sadness that time. Bhakyam Ubacha Madhusudana. Lord Madhusudana spoke this word. So you could see here the Madhusudana is another name of Lord Krishna. And one time Lord Krishna destroyed a evil person or a demon we call named Madhu. That's
how he got the name of Madhusudana. But there is another broader meaning of this word, because you know that if you go to the Vedas, we see here that the Vedas proclaim that God has no form and no rupa, or no appearance. Like if you come to a temple, you see many images or murtis of the different gods and goddesses. But in the Vedas, actually say not a Pratima asti, means God do not have any pratima or any kind of rupa or any kind of murti or any kind of image. God has no form, no color, no name, and He, it's not that he stay at one place always. But again, God has many names, many colors, many forms, and He can stay anywhere He wants. And that is why the Lord Krishna is being, another name of Lord Krishna is Madhusudana. And Madhusudana is one of the very popular name of Lord Krishna, because we read many stories that the devotees attained liberation, they reach their final goal of life by chanting just simple name of Madhusudana. So we could see here that Sanjaya was sitting at the palace of the Hastinapur, and he was narrating what was going on at the battleground of Kurukshetra. Now, we will be listening one of the most powerful lessons from the mouth of Lord Krishna, and this is how the Bhagavad Gita. You could see the first message of the Lord Krishna is so powerful. So Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. This is the verse number 2 and 3. And you will like it. You will see how the Bhagavad Gita is so powerful, delivering so powerful messages to this. And Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutastva Kashmalam Idam Vishame Samupasthitam Anarjayushyama Swargam Akirti Karam Arjuna. Verse number 3. Klaivyam Asma Gamaha Partha Naitattayupapadyate Shudram Hridayo Daurvalyam Taktatishta Parantapa Kutastva Kashmalam Idam Vishame Samupasthitam Anarja Jishtamaswargam Akirti Karam Arjuna. Klebya Mashma Gamutat Naitattayupapadyate Shudram Hridayo Daurvalyam Uttishta Parantapa. It's such a powerful message we are just reading in the chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, at the very beginning of the Bhagavad Gita. At this place, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, you could see here that it's not like Rishi Uvacha, it's not like some monk Uvacha, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Now, what is the meaning of Sri? Sri Devi, Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, goddess of victory, goddess of happiness, goddess of wealth, Lakshmi Devi, Sri Devi. And that is why before the Bhagavan name we put Sri, because Bhagavan or the Lord is the owner, or in God all wealth, all knowledge, all beauty, all power, all strength, all intellect, everything it exists. That is why Sri, we write Sri Uvacha. And the same way we write or Sri Krishna, and that is how even the Hindu name we write as something and something. That's how we write. So Sri Bhagavan tells Arjuna, actually Lord did not like the attitude of Arjuna. He did not expect that Arjuna will be this kind of situation. He expected Arjuna, a brave Arjuna, a confident Arjuna, a fearless Arjuna, who will face the challenge of the life boldly. But he did not expect that Arjuna will be, that's why he will break down and he will be sitting down on the chariot and hopelessly. So it was unexpected to Lord Krishna, and he did not like that kind of attitude of Arjuna. This kind of negative attitude is not good at all. So that's why Lord Krishna says, Arjuna, kutastva kasmalamidam vishame samupastitam. Arjuna, at this juncture of life, at this time, a crucial moment, from where this kind of mental dilemma or mental weakness penetrated in your mind. Kutastha kasmalavidam vishame samupastitam. And this weakness of your mind, Anarism, contrary to the noble people. Aryan people, Indian people always say they are the descendant of Aryan people. So what is the meaning of Aryan? Noble people. So the way Arjuna was behaving or his approach was, it was contrary to the noble people. Anarjadishtam Ashwargam. Because it is the traditional teachings to a soldier, especially those days, that a soldier, even if he the battleground, if he die at the battleground, still he will attain heaven. So devotees and those who are listening today, I would like to mention one word here. The battleground, so we are telling a soldier supposed not to run away from the battleground. Even if he die at the battleground, he will be attaining heaven. So this entire world, to us is like battleground. We all like soldier like Arjuna. We all struggling for our own survival, own existence. And there is no way we can look back or run away from this battleground. Whatever duties and responsibilities we have in front of us, we have to complete that. There is no way we could look back. Regardless coronavirus come or what kind of virus come or what kind of obstacle come in front of us, we have to face this challenge of life boldly. We cannot just accept defeat in the hand of any kind of enemy or any kind of opposition or any kind of obstacles we have in front of mind. That is the great message of the Bhagavad Gita. So Ashwargam, that Arjuna, the way your approach, you are behaving right now, it will stop the path of heaven for you. And the same way we see that, like we are living a monastic life, you living a family life, whatsoever life we are living is the same goal. The monastic, the goal of a monk or the goal of a family person is the same goal, two paths. Like people coming to New York City, following the different path, they're taking the turnpike, they're taking the 1 and 9, they're taking the other route, they're all coming to the Manhattan to go to their office. Similarly, our goal is same. The Brahmo Tallakshma Mucchade, our goal is Brahman, our goal is God. We follow the monastic principles or we follow the family principle. Our goal is same place we'll be reaching at the end of our journey. So in between, whatever we have to do, we have to complete without any hesitation and without any duality and doubt in our mind. So Arjuna's attitude was contrary to the Aryan people, and it will stop the path of heaven for him. Akirtikaram. And this will bring lots of ill fame to Arjuna. You could imagine that Arjuna was well-known warrior of that time, a respected person. Many warriors, in those days, Arjuna was a role model to many warriors that time. And Arjuna, in fact, many people thought it was difficult for them to reach at the stage Arjuna, reached. So he was a role model to the society. But now at this battleground, when the time came to face the challenge of life, Arjuna was trying to run away from the battleground. It will bring no doubt thoughts of ill fame and criticism against him, which will be more than death. A respected person like Arjuna, if he lose his respect to society and people criticize him because he is afraid that he ran away from the battleground, it will be more than death to Arjuna. And that is why Lord Krishna reminding Arjuna that what was his duty. And you please listen what Lord Krishna telling in the verse number 3. Part Arjuna Klaibya Masmo Gamaha. Abandon this temporary mental weakness. Please listen again. Arjuna Klaibya Masmo Gamaha Part. You must abandon this mental temporary weakness from your mind. Do not allow this weakness to enter in your mind. Naitat Sayupabuddhate is not good for you. It is not fit for you. Shudram Hridaya Darballam Takto. Arjuna, abandon this mental weakness immediately. Uttishta Parantapa. Hey Arjuna, rise up, stand up, and face the challenge of the life. Coming to the real world, I see people coming to the temple. When they entering the temple, I could see they have hand gloves. They're afraid to touch the handle of the temple, and they have the mask, looking this side, that side, a little bit. I could see their eyes are fearful, but after a little while, I could see they taking out the mask, taking out the hand gloves, washing their hands, sitting in front of the altar and praying quietly. But when they leaving the temple, I could see their face, appearance of their face is being changed. The way they entered the temple, they look like so fearful. But when they leaving the temple, I could see that fear is being removed from their mind. So this is a healthy sign. So Lord Krishna telling, Parantapa, O subduer of your enemies. Now, enemies is a big word. Because you could see that when you will be going to the chapter 16, you will see how it is and what are the main enemies of the mankind. The main enemies of the mankind, everybody, that kama, krodha, lobha, moho, mada, matsarya. The temptation, the anger, the greed, the pride, such feelings towards the fellow citizen. These are the dangerous enemies for the entire mankind. So Arjuna say, O Parantapa, O of your enemies, Shudram Hridaya Darballam Tak, must abandon this mental weakness and stand up. Please complete your duty, Arjuna. Please complete your duty. So you could see at the opening of the chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, how Lord Krishna was bold and how Lord Krishna tried to motivate his disciple Arjuna and to encourage him to complete his duties. This morning I was writing the Guruji's life. Probably you know that last couple of years I have been writing the detailed life story of Acharya Swami Pranavanandaji Maharaj, the great founder of the Bharat Sevashram Sangh. So this morning I was writing one of the episodes of that book. Pujya Swami Advaitanandaji Maharaj was the leading speaker of the Bharat Sevashram Sangh. In fact, he was the mouthpiece of Bharat Sevashram Sangh. The Acharya Swami Pranavanandaji Maharaj, the founder of this, one of the largest monastic mission of India, he really never spoke in a public meeting. He rarely spoke. In fact, he never wrote any book. But it was his disciples who did that job. So Swami Advaitanandaji, one day he was little sad in his mind. He was thinking that I speak so much good thing when I do the public lecture. When I deliver the lecture in front of hundreds of people, I say so much of good word for morality, good character, the so many discipline, all those things I speak to the public. But then Swamiji was thinking that in my mind, in personally in me, there is so much of weakness. Even I could not master my own senses. On the other hand, I'm speaking to the people to maintain those discipline. So Swami Advaitananda ji, sitting sadly one corner of the Bajitpur Sevashram, where Guruji was born and the first ashram was built, and he decided from that day he is not going to do any more public speaking. Now the festival was there, the meeting was there, everybody was waiting for Swami Advaitananda ji to come to the stage and to deliver the lecture. He was the main speaker that day, and then he was sitting one corner sad. Guruji was in his room, he understood his mental situation. So Guruji immediately went to Swami Advaitananda ji and he was telling that, look, that you are not speaking for yourself, speaking on behalf of me. You are the representative of me. Whatever you speaking, it is because of me. I am motivating you. I am transferring my spiritual power in you to speak to the people. And this little mistake you coming or whatever little weakness coming, do not worry for that. These are temporary mental weakness. It will go away immediately. So stand up, go and just do your job. So this we learn from our life also. Weakness do come, that dualities do come to our life and try to dominate us and try to put us down. But in no way, as we read in the chapter 2, the verse number 2 and 3, that in no way we should allow this weakness in our mind, that klebya mashmo gamu part. Lord Krishna say, here part is we all part. Lord Krishna telling everybody, please do not allow mental weakness to penetrate in your mind and to make you down. Shudram ridau darballam takto uttishta parantapa. But after all this beautiful lesson, Arjuna still was not convinced. And this is how our mental duality. Should we do these things or not? Should I go there or not? Should I take this job or not? Should I perform this job or not? Should I do this? Should I accept this job or not? This kind of duality always judgment we doing in our mind. So Arjuna still crying and he was telling, hey Krishna, how I can fight with Guru Dronacharya? How I can fight with Bhishma Pitamaha, great grandfather? How can I fight with all these people I know from my childhood days? I cannot. If I earn this, if I win the battle, even that the property or the land, building, whatsoever, kingdom will be smeared with the blood of these people, and I don't want that. And you could see the way he is crying. That's the verse number 7 of the chapter 2. How Arjuna is still crying. Karipanna dosha upahat sabhava prichwami tvam dharma sange mudha chetaha. Arjuna narrating his mental agony to Lord Sri Krishna. Karipanna dosha upahat sabhava prichwami tvam dharma sange mudha chetaha. Yat sreyaha sannischitame bruhitane me shisheste aham sadhimam tam prapanyam. It's a very beautiful verse, this one, the verse number 7, because from there now on we'll be penetrating or we'll be going deep into the Indian philosophy or the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. So let me recite again. Arjuna narrating his mental agony to the feet of Lord Krishna. Karipanna dosha pahat sabhava prichwami tvam dharma sange mudha chetaha. Yat sreyaha sannischitang bruhitane me shishyaste ते अहं साधिमां तं प्रपन्नम्। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते वासुदेवाय श्रीकृष्णाय नमो नमः। मधुर मधुर नाम कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण नाम। मधुर मधुर नाम कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण नाम। मधुर मधुर नाम कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण नाम। ओ कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण नाम जय कृष्ण नाम। मधुर मधुर नाम कृष्ण नाम जय कृष्ण नाम। राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम। राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम। मधुर मधुर नाम कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण नाम। ओम नमो श्री भगवते वासुदेवाय श्री कृष्णाय नमो नमः। ओम कृष्ण ओम कृष्ण ओम कृष्ण ओम कृष्ण। So the verse number 7. Arjuna narrates his agony. Karpunna dosha upahata swabhav. O Lord, weakness invaded my mind completely. Karpunna dosha, mixed with kindness and sympathy for the people who are standing in front of me. Let's keep in mind, the people who are standing in front of Arjuna, they did not have any sympathy for Arjuna. It was Arjuna who was feeling that kind of sympathy. Prichhami tvam dharma sangmoro chita. Oh Lord, I am asking you because I am confused. What is dharma and what is adharma? I am very much confused. Dharma sangmoro chita. I am confused about my rightful responsibility. Yat shreyarsan nishchitam bruhitanmi. Hey Krishna, what is good for me? What will be appropriate for me? What will be rightful for me? Please tell me definitely that thing to me. Shishestaham sadhimangtam prapannam. I take shelter under your feet. I am your disciple. I surrender myself unto you. Please advise. So that is why I choose this particular verse. You could see here, Shishestaham sadhimangtam prapannam. From verse number 7, we see in the Bhagavad Gita, Guru Shishya, that old relation between teacher and his disciple, that relation is being established in Bhagavad Gita. From now on, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, will not be the charioteer or the driver of the Arjuna's chariot. He will be the master, he will be the teacher, he will be the guru, he will take the role of the guru to guide his disciple. Shishya. As long as we do not surrender to the feet of the Guru, as long as we do not have that kind of deep faith and respect, solid faith and respect on the Guru, as long as we do not surrender completely at the feet of the Guru's blessings is difficult to come to us, because whatsoever happening, probably you remember that while we were discussing the Narad Bhakti Sutra, I mentioned that whatsoever happening must be happening because this is how God wanted. Like this coronavirus things, right now everybody talking and came from China. Sometimes people, but I could see that a big change coming in this world. After this will be this virus enemy will be defeated. We will conquer it. We will defeat this enemy. like how Kurukshetra battleground, lot of soldiers fell down at the battleground, but ultimately that Pandavas, with the help of Lord Krishna, won that battle. Is happening the same because of this virus. Many soldiers are falling down. Many people lost their lives, like soldiers, and many of us we still fighting. We are in the battleground. We are taking all kind of precaution, how to face this, how to dominate this enemy, how to defeat this enemy, and ultimately at times we might see there are more soldiers might be falling down at this battleground, but ultimately we will be victorious. Sure, and it is sure. 100% I'm sure that it will be defeated. So, in between, what we need, Shishya saying, we need to keep solid faith at the feet of the Lord. So that is the main thing. Make sure we do not abandon God because of the danger all around. So that will be a biggest mistake in life. It's time for us, in fact, we're supposed to keep strong faith in God. He is the captain of this boat. You could imagine we the entire mankind sitting in a big boat. You see? And the captain of this big boat is none other than Lord Krishna himself. He is taking the boat to the other shore of life. So please remain inside the boat. Keep faith on the captain, Lord Krishna. He will surely take us to the other shore of life. So Shishya Shadimam Tang Prapanyam. We must keep faith at the feet of the Lord. Now, devotees, it was time. Arjuna was ready because soil was ready. As long as we do not prepare the soil properly, if we plant a rose plant or any kind of plant, if you plant there, you cannot expect good quality of vegetables from that garden or good quality rose flower from that rose plant. So soil needs to be prepared. Arjuna as a devotee, Arjuna as a spiritual student, Arjuna as a religious student, he was ready now to take the higher lesson of life. And Lord Krishna thought this is the right opportunity, appropriate time, good time. It is the rightful opportunity to Lord to deliver now the core or the deep spiritual lesson to the mankind. And you please hear of what Lord Krishna telling to Arjuna at a battleground of Kurukshetra. And what is very surprising that this lesson was given at the battleground. And listen what Lord Krishna telling, because Lord Krishna see that the way he asked Arjuna to abandon the mental weakness, rise up and face the challenge of life, it did not affect Arjuna properly. He still was sitting there with crying, his eyes were still tearful, and he was not sure that he should get involved in that battle or not. So now Lord Krishna giving a different kind of medicine, and this is how we bring in the juice, cream of the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. Here I am reading, it will be the verse number 11 of the chapter 2. If you have Bhagavad Gita in your hand, you could look at the verse number 11 and you could see what Lord Krishna telling to Arjuna at this juncture of his life. Om Sri Bhagavanu Vacha Asachvananna Sochastam Pragyabadamscha Bhashase Asachvananna Sochastvam Pragyabadamscha Bhashase Gatashu Nagatashumscha Nanu Shochanti Panditaha Gatashu Nagatashumscha Nanu Shochanti Panditaha Om Namaha Sri Bhagavati Vasudevaya Sri Krishnaya Namo Namaha. Om Sri Krishnaya Namo Namaha. Govinda Govinda Bhajle, Gopal Gopal Bhajle, Govinda Govinda Bhajle, Gopal Gopal Bhajle, Govinda Govinda Bhajle, Gopal Gopal Bhajle, Gopal Gopal Bhajle, Gopal Gopal Bhajle. Keep chanting the name of Lord Govinda. Om Sri Krishna, Om Sri Krishna, Om Sri Krishna, Om Sri Krishna, Om Govinda, Om Govinda. Here, Sri Govinda, Sri Madhusudan, Sri Krishna Bhagavan, Purushottama Sri Narayan, the Father of this world, that Almighty Lord teaching one of the best lessons of life. He tells Arjuna, Hey Arjuna, Asachananna Sochastam Pragyabadamscha Bhasase. Asachananna Sochastam. You supposed not to be sorrowful for those people. The thing, the matter, where you supposed not to feel sadness, you feeling that way, you feeling sadness, and again, Pragyabadamscha Bhasase, speaking like a Gyani person. Gatasun agatasumscha nanu sachanti pandita. A truly learned person do not mourn, do not feel sadness, somebody leaving or somebody gone. You could see that it's a very serious lesson. Lord Krishna telling Arjuna, Asaccha nanna sochastam. You supposed not to feel sorrowful for those people, but you are feeling sorrowful for them, and then speaking like a learned person. But a truly learned person do not feel sadness. People who are living or people who are gone already. Now, couple of the questions coming. When somebody, we lose one of our friends or relatives or the people we know, and we feel sadness, we cry, tears come to our eyes. We all human, we have softness in our mind, and we miss our friend or a known person or friend, whomsoever we lose. But here Lord Krishna said that we supposed not to be sorrowful, a living or the person gone. Why Lord Krishna telling that way? And at this place, I would like to tell you, I would like to take you one of the in the Upanishad, or which is known the Vedanta philosophy in the Kathopanishad. Here is the right answer that why we should not be sorrowful, the people already gone or the people who are living in this world. And that answer is here in this particular verse number 6 of the Kathopanishad. Nachiketa, a 12-year-old boy, just repeating in his own mind what he's telling. Anupashya jatha purve pratipashya tatha pare. Please listen the next verse. The answer of the Lord Krishna's word is here. Shashyamiva martaha pachyate Shashyamiva ajayate punaha. It's in the Upanishad. Shashyamiva martaha pachyate Shashyamiva ajayate punaha. The mortal leave the world like grains and spring up or reborn again like grain. So, for the sake of righteousness, we should not be sorrowful. Like as soon as the spring comes, you could see a lot of plant coming out of the land, new flower, lot of plants coming out. But in the month of September, October, you will see all those plants are dying. They are dead. But again, next year at the beginning of the spring, this new plant will be coming out of it. So that is how human life, we come. This is the truth of life. Regardless how much we do exercise, how much discipline we maintain in life, how much medicine we take, how much right food we take, how much yoga we practice, our longevity of life 100 years. Jivemo Sharadam Sataha. O Lord, please give me 100 years to live with good limbs. Means, O Lord, please give me 100 years to live free from all kind of sickness. But comparing to the endless time, 100 years is nothing. We all know very well. So none of us should think that we will be here forever. No way. Man is mortal. Today or tomorrow, we have to leave this world. We go to the funeral home, we cry for the people who is in the casket, but we don't know who is coming. Our name might be the next one. So that is how Lord Krishna said, don't worry for all those things. People come and go, we come and go. Complete your duty, what you have to do. Because Kittiri Jasya Sajivati, in this world, your body will be gone, but your work, Kitti, your good work, your nobility, your good quality, your good thought will never die. It will inspire the future generation age after age. Good thought never die. Please keep in mind, good thought never die. So this will be inspiring. I will be gone, but the good way I thought, for the benefit of this world I thought, or I pray for the good, for the well-being for this entire mankind, that will be influencing thousands of people ahead of time, and they will try to bring peace to this world. So good thought never die. So that is why Arjuna, you supposed not to be sorrowful this way, that asacyananna sochastang pragya badamscha bhashasi gatasun agatasumscha nanu sochanti panditaha. While you speaking like a wise man, still you are mourning for the people who are not worthy to be lamenting. Wise men do not lament for the living or the dead. So that is the secret. I mean, it sounds little bit different, but this is the reality of life. Because if I take you to the battleground of Kurukshetra, we see that Arjuna was worried that the people, if the battle break out, a lot of people will be killed in that battleground. A lot of people will be losing their life. But when I will take you to the chapter 11, you will see there Lord Krishna appeared in chapter 11 in his infinite form, in his what you call that Vishwarup, and Lord Krishna mentioning that I am the Mahakal. It's time for these people to take leave of this world, and that is why they gather in this battleground, because it's time for them to make room for the new generation to come. So Arjuna, dehi nasmini jatha dehi kaumarang jauvanang jara. So devotees, we are in the deep into the Bhagavad Gita now. We are learning one of the lessons. This is also, I'm using the word Hindu philosophy, the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita, that these are some of the basic principles of the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita preaching that body must die, but that is not the end of life. Dehinosmini jatha dehi kaumarang jauvanang jara. Like how when the body goes through the changes from childhood to youth to old age, the soul remain unchanged, but the body gone. So that means dehinosmini jatha dehi kaumarang jauvanang jara. One day we were little baby, our mother used to hold us at her lap and feed us milk by the spoon. We used to cry. And then bit by bit we learn how to work with the help of our elder brother or sister or mother or parent or relative. Then we used to play games here, there. Then we learn how to eat by our own hand. Then our parents send us to school. We finish primary school. We finish high school. Then we are so excited to go to college. We're looking for which college we should go. And then quickly that college life also finish. We go to the job places and we give the good news. And then ultimately we get married, enter family life. We look after our own children. By that time we are already middle age. Time coming for retirement, looking back. And then bit by bit, a time comes that you cannot see properly. We call senior people. It quickly happens. It's like changing the chapter after chapter in life. So that's why Lord Krishna says that don't think all those things. You live some kind of Kabira jab tum paida hue, jag hase tum roe. Kabir say, Kabira jab tum paida hue, jag hase tum roe. Means when you are born, the family, the relatives and the people, they were smiling. It's a boy or it's a girl is being born. Jago hase. But the baby was crying. So, but when you live in this world, do this way that you smile, let the world cry for you. They make sure they miss you. And that is why our ancestors say, Kirtiri jasya sajivati. Like you and me, many came, many gone. Millions of people came, millions of people gone. They disappear. The name are being wiped out from this world. But we remember the Martin Luther King Jr. We remember Mahatma Gandhi. We remember, Vyas, Vasisht, Valmiki. We remember Sita. We remember what you call Arundhati, Devi Maitri, Gargi, Lilavati. We remember so much of good name there. We remember Swami Vivekananda, Swami Pranavananda. There are so many, they did good work for this world. Lord Buddha, Christ, innumerable good people, they did good thing for this world. They thought for the entire world and their body gone, but still we remember them every step of our life. So, Tatha Dehantaro Prapti is very beautiful. Arjuna, Tatha Dehantaro Prapti Dhiras Tatra Namujjati. Dehantaro Prapti means that we abandon one body and take another new body. So two philosophy you are learning from the Bhagavad Gita. One of the principle that body, man is mortal, but that is not the end of life. Because in this body, in this perishable body, in this impermanent body, in this temporary body, there is something which never dies, which is ever existence, which is eternal, most beautiful, most wonderful things to think. And that is called Atma. That is called Atma. In this human body of ours, that ever existent, that eternal, most wonderful, that unique Atma dwelling in this human body. And if you read the Guruji's, Swami Pranavanandaji's 10 divine message, he said there, what is the goal of life? The first message of the Swami Pranavanandaji. What is the goal of life? Self-realization. Atma Tattva Upalabdhi. Know yourself, know thyself. কবে আসিয়াছি, কোথা আসিয়াছি, কেন আসিয়াছি গেছি পাশরিয়া হে, কুটিল কুপথ ধরিয়া, দূরে সরিয়া আছি পড়িয়া হে. Why I came, when I came, what is the purpose of my life to come here? Those I forgot. I'm following the twisted path of life, thinking I'm the most clever person in this world. No way. We cannot hide anything from the eyes of the God. He is looking everything. So that is one of the fundamental principle of the Bhagavad Gita that body will perish one day, but in this perishable body there is living something whom we call Atma is imperishable, eternal. It is there always. And that is to know that is the goal of life. So before this human body falls down, we must look into ourselves inside and try to understand what the Bhagavad Gita is trying to teach us. So that is one of the principles we learn. And the other thing is Dehantara Prapti, means rebirth. Probably if you read the philosophy, the faith of the other faith like Christianity, Buddhism, or Islam, or many other religions, Jewish religion in this world, the other faith, some of the faith might not be agree with the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita, spirit religion of the Bhagavad Gita, that Bhagavad Gita preaching about the rebirth. Means that if you remember, sometimes we say that why this little boy is so brilliant, so beautifully he's singing, or he's so skilled in mathematics, or he's doing something extraordinary in his childhood days. So look like he born with that sanskara. He born with that kind of quality. Means like he is trying to do it from birth, trying. It's called sanskara. We born with that quality. So that means that we came before somewhere. We don't know which home, who was our parent, which home, which country, which environment we grew up, and we are here today, but we will be coming back again to this world. We are not sure in which home, who will be our parent, which country will take birth, and what will be our work. That is unsure. If you read the Guruji's life, Swami Pranabandhaji's life, Swami Pranabandhaji, many places I see that Guruji telling that do not try to hide anything from me, because in the nail of my hand, I could see your past, your present, and your future too. Guruji couple of times he mentioned that he could see our past, our present, and our future in his nail. So that means Guruji also believed, and there are many beautiful stories in the Puranas about the rebirth story. When time comes, maybe I will be quoting one or two later on, not today. So we see here, so basically we'll be emphasizing about the main philosophy that Atma, immortal Atma. Nowadays people practice meditation a lot. Even the doctors prescribe that to control your high blood pressure, your high sugar in the body, or to control your anxiety or mental disturbance, you must practice meditation a little bit every day, even for a little bit of time. So, but we don't know. Sometimes people come to us, Swamiji, I want to practice meditation, but how to practice meditation, I don't know. Can you please teach me a little meditation? We do class here, meditation class. Once in a month in Monday from 7 to 8:30, we do meditation class at our ashram. And so what is meditation? And how meditation can affect our body, bring down the pressure low, bring down the pressure, control the blood sugar, cholesterol, all the physical disturbance, meditation can cure a lot. So now, in the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita is telling we should meditate on this immortal Atma, Amar Atma, that eternal, ever existence, wonderful, that unique Atma we should meditate. We should close our eyes, look into ourselves, and first we use our powerful imagination and thoughts, and gradually, by the grace of the Guru, by the grace of the Lord, it will reveal in our heart. So this is how Bhagavan Sri Krishna taking Arjuna, Anto Vanto ime deha, Nitya Sukta Shariranaha. This is the verse number 18 of chapter 2. I'm reading for you. It's very beautiful. Om Re ma pa dha dha pa Re ma pa dha dha pa ma pa ga ma re sa Antavant ime deha. Verse number 18, chapter 2. Antavant ime deha. Nitya suktaha sharirinaha. Antavant ime deha. Nitya sukta sharirinaha. Anasina prameyasya. Anasina prameyasya. Tasmat yudhyasya bharata. The last three words, you please listen carefully. Tasmat yudhyasya bharata. Antavant ime deha. Nitya sakta sharirinaha. Anasinoya prameyasya. Tasmat yudhyasya bharataha. Anasinoya prameyasya. Koi kahe Govinda, koi Gopala. Some people call Krishna as Govinda. Some people worship him as Gopala. Koi kahe Govinda, koi Gopala. Main to kahun Sabariya, Bansuri wala. But I would love to call Lord Krishna as the flute boy of Vrindavan. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopala. Victory to Lord Govinda, victory to Lord Gopala. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopala. Koi kahe Govinda, koi Gopala. Main to kahun Sabariya, Bansuri wala. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopala. Om Sri Gopala, Om Sri Gopala, Om Sri Gopala, Om Sri Gopala. It's a beautiful verse, this one. Antavantu ime deha. Though it is beyond of the proof, the soul inside the body is indestructible. Antavantu ime deha nitya sukta sharirinaha. This body will be gone one day. But inside the body there is something which will never die. It is always will be there. Anasino apromeyasya tasmat yuddhasya bharata. Though it is beyond the proof, the soul inside the body is indestructible, but the material body is sure to come to an end. Therefore, O Bharata, do complete your duty. That is the main message today. And I would like to, when I will be finishing with this this particular message of the Bhagavad Gita. Now we know that we have to abandon this body right here. We are not going to, because there is no way we can go to heaven or we can go to the another planet of the world with this human body. This human body was born in this planet Earth, Mother Earth, and we must leave this body to this Mother Earth again. But what will be traveling to the beyond of this planet Earth, that is the Atma. That I will tell you will be, the learning that lesson in the chapter 15, when you will go to the Purushottama Jagaha, how the soul passing out of the body and how the soul traveling to the different planets and different various places, how the soul again coming back to this world. We will be learning all this lesson in chapter 15. But here, Lord Krishna reminded Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, you born in the line of King Bharat. That Tasmat Juddhasya Bharata. Hey Bharat, hey Arjuna, you born in the line of King Bharat. You know, when we do a Hindu ritual, we ask, what is your gotra? You say that Garga gotraha, Shandila gotraha, Bharadwaj gotra. That means you are born in the line of Saint Bharadwaj or Saint Garga or Saint Shandila. So their blood is in your body still, carrying their blood, carrying their legacy. It's every country, you know, they remember that. If you could hear that, you know, kind of president, somebody's name, 8, King George 8. So they still, you know, the maintaining that name. And so here, Arjuna was referred as Bharata because Arjuna was born in the name of King Bharat. So who was King Bharat? King Bharat was the son of Shakuntala and King Dushyanta. He was such a great king, and that's how India got the name Bharat. You know, in English we call the India's name as India, but the rightful name of India is Bharat. Bharat Varsha, Bharat Bhumi, or Dev Bhumi, the land of the gods and goddesses, the land of the saints and sages. Dev Bhumi, Bharat Bhumi. Very holy soil. Of course, all soil are holy. Of course, every people, every person love their motherland. Of course, the people who are born in that, whichever country they are born, they love their motherland. They always glorify their motherland. But among all these countries around the world, India is truly special because it is the place where river Ganges is flowing. It is the place where Mount Himalaya, that Himalaya is there. It is the place where so much rishis and munis has been, you know, they did tapusya, they did their spiritual practices in the cave of the Himalayas. And they were looking for the peace of this world. They were spreading the message of the world peace sitting in this Himalayan cave. They extended their warmth, their heart, their hand, that let us hold hand each other and cross this Sansar Sagar. So Arjuna, Tasmat Juddhasya Bharata. Now we know the life. And so we should allow our mind to be down, and we should, Tasmat Juddhasya Bharata means you face the challenge of life. Danger, difficulties, problems, obstacles, down, sadness, defeat, we must face in life. But that is not the end of life. That will make us more mature. That will make us more strong. That will make us more vibrant. That will make us such open-minded so that we could face the other challenges coming in our life. And ultimately one day we should be victorious in life. So this is how Lord Krishna was teaching. So I'm just reading one more verse and I'll be concluding. This is one of the best verses of the Bhagavad Gita. You love this lesson, this one especially. This is the verse number 22 and last verse of Bhagavad Gita discussion. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, Vasham se jirnani jatha vihaya Vasham se jirnani jatha vihaya Navani grinnati naruparani Vasham se jirnani yatha vihaya Navani grinnati naruparani Tatha sharirani vihayo jirnani Tatha sharirani vihayo jirnani Anyani samjati navani dehi Anyani samjati navani dehi Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Vasudevaya Sri Krishna. Namo Namah. So devotees, this is one of the truth of life. The ultimate goal of Lord Krishna to bring Arjuna out of that sadness situation and put him to bring back his self-confidence so that he could complete his duty. That's the whole purpose of the Lord Krishna's message to Arjuna. So what Lord Krishna say in the verse number 22? Vasamsi jirnani jatha vihayo. Just as a person gives up old garment, Navani grinnati naro parani, and puts on the new ones. Tatha sharirani vihayo jirnani. Similarly, the soul discards the old body. Annani samjati navani dehi, and assumes a new one. I mean, this is the truth of life. We must know this lesson so that we can complete our duty, our journey, putting our head high. Make sure this lesson is not making anybody down, because we know what is truth of life. We know one day that we sing that song, Mother Kali, that dwelling at the cremation ground. Shashane Jagiche Shamama, that Mother Kali dwelling at the cremation ground to take us in her big lap. So that is how she is there. We know that, but before we do go there in that stage of life, we must put our head high and complete all our duty, and more than that, we should be benefited for our family, for our society, for our community, for our country, for this world, and if possible, beyond the world. Sarveshang mangalang bhuyat, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani paschantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhave. O Lord, let everybody be happy, let everybody be peaceful, let everybody live with good health. Make sure, O Lord, nobody feels sadness in this world. Those people who love me, let them be in peace. And there might be some people who may not like me. Oh Lord, let them also be in peace. Om peace and peace. So this is one of the very good verse. Like you see, a time comes when snake leave the skin. We grew up in the village. We used to go to the jute field or the rice field full of water. We walking in between the two rice, say the two people own the two different pieces of land. In between, we call al, a word, not sure what's the English word. Sometimes we meet we see the snake skin there. That means a snake chain the skin. It's the same way that when time comes, when we complete our journey, 100 years of life, we completed that journey. If somebody live more than 100 years, we must know that is an extension of life. Like, somebody retiring from their job and the government gives some kind of extension, 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years. Similarly, if somebody living in this world more than 100 years, we must know that God gave him another extension of life, but 100 years. So, after 100 years, we will be changing like how a snake changing the skin. So, but that is not the end of life. Please keep in mind, because this philosophy should make us more strong and more bold and more purified and more brave also. So Arjuna, so the way you think that people will die in this battleground, it is not. It's like people change their old, like if you go to the closet, so much of old clothes, you press, you iron it and keep there, you don't use it anymore. Sometimes I see the people bundling some clothes bringing and they dropping in the cloth box. We have a clothes and shoe box there. I see occasionally people dropping old clothes. It's like that. One day we have to abandon this body. But that is not the end of the life. In this human body, that beautiful Atma, that wonderful Atma, that unique Atma, that most wondrous Atma is dwelling in this body. That is the goal of life. And we hope and pray when we will be completing this Bhagavad Gita lesson at the end of chapter 18, you will feel like that we learn a great lesson of our life. And thanks to Bhagavan Krishna, that He delivered this unique lesson to this world, and which is very beneficial even at this time of crisis. So hope and pray that we will continue chapter 2 again next week, and hope and pray that we enjoyed today's lesson. And let me finish with this peace prayer so that everybody feel peace. Om Do Shanti Antariksham Shanti Prithvi Shanti Apo Shanti Ushodhaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishvedeva Shanti Sharanam Shanti Shanti Revo Shanti Om Shanti 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 Hari